What's going on, guys, in the works, and welcome to some NHL 94 Anniversary mode, which is one of the bonus modes that's actually in NHL 14. And I know you're probably scratching your head, you're like, Jake, you play hockey and sports games on this channel? Well, when I first started in the works, media that is, because I did have a channel before this, but we're going on 3 years on this particular channel. One of the first series I ever posted was some NHL stuff, so a lot of my really old subs will probably be like, wow, it's been a while since you've posted this stuff, and it really has. And I often get the random message asking me, Jake, are you ever going to post NHL again? And the answer is probably not consistently, just because I just don't have time to play sports games. They're a huge investment. They're pretty expensive too, but the one thing that drew me to NHL 14 was the NHL 94 Anniversary mode, because one of the first games I ever played as a kid on my Sega Genesis was NHL 94. NHL 94, NHL 95, and NHL 96, I bought those in 3 consecutive years, and I just loved them. And that was back when there weren't a lot of changes to sports games. They were all pretty much the same. They all ended up being just basically roster updates. But I played them on my Sega Genesis. I played it a lot on the PC. And I actually still have the PC copy of NHL 95 with Martin Brodeur on the front. And I actually just tried to install it recently, only to find out that Windows 8 does not want to let me install it. Maybe if I go back to like Windows 95, I can install that game. But unfortunately, it doesn't work on my current PC. But that was a game that I really enjoyed as a kid. And I was actually really excited to see that NHL 14 was going to have the anniversary mode. And this is pretty much bare bones. I mean, back in the day, you got to remember, on the Sega Genesis, which is the primary console I played this on, you didn't really have much control. You had shoot, you had pass, you had check. I think you had like a turbo boost type option, and that was about it. There weren't a lot of flashy dekes. There weren't a lot of flashy moves that you had. You had the one-timer. If you passed the person, you could get the one-timer. And essentially that's what this game mode is. Them kind of paying a tribute to where they've come from, how far sports games have advanced. And if you've played this game mode, you'll know it's actually kind of difficult. I forgot how hard hockey games used to be. It seemed like they started off where they were really hard. Sports games actually took some effort to be good at. And then you got to an area during like the N64 era where hockey games and sports games in general were just super, super easy. But then when we got to some of the next-gen consoles like the Xbox, the PS2, sports games got a lot better. They got a lot more advanced, they got a lot more intricate, and I think we're to a place where I think hockey games and just like Madden and stuff like that have kind of just hit a wall. I mean, they've gone as far as they could possibly go. There's not a lot of innovation in it, but it's fun to go back and play modes like NHL 94's anniversary mode. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Me being a big hockey fan, it's the sport that I follow most, hockey and baseball. And even though it doesn't offer a lot in terms of, customization and stuff like that, it's nice to play a bare bones experience, because you kind of appreciate where you've come from. You get a perspective on things. But I want to ask you guys something, because there's got to be a game out there that you loved to play as a kid that just wasn't super, super popular. I think this game, and we're going to get like 3 hits in a row right there. This game, and you guys remember the Mutant League sports games? I used to play the crap out of those when I was a kid. And it was one of those games that not a lot of people know about, not a lot of people played, but kind of had this like cult following. I mean, I think even people who didn't like hockey back in like the NES, the Super NES, the Sega Genesis days, they even played the NHL games because it was just fun. I mean, even if you're not a fan of hockey games, I think there was something to be appreciated in a game like this. So let me know in the comments what games that you kind of had that you like playing like that, because I know there's got to be one out there. You don't necessarily have to be a fan of it. I know I'm not a huge football fan, and I played the crap out of Tecmo Football for Sega Genesis. That was one of my favorite games of all time. Still to this day, I often think about how I have the urge to play that game, score 90 points with the 1994 Miami Dolphins, or even the Houston Oilers with Warren Moon as your quarterback. Even though I'm not a huge football fan, it's nice to go back and think about some of those games that you really did enjoy back in the day. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. There's got to be one of those games out there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little look at NHL 94. It's actually a fun game mode, so if you're interested in getting NHL 14, maybe check out the anniversary mode and have a little bit of fun. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.